All right, so Browns lose on the road in Baltimore. I feel like we all kind of knew this was coming. Browns absolutely get dominated up front, offensively, defensively. We got and even on special teams too. Just not a good game for the Browns. And I think I even predicted this in my video when I did my season predictions. I said that this game was not going to be good on the Browns. I think the Ravens especially knew what the Browns wanted to do, and their defense was built to stop the Browns from doing that. And it wasn't a good game for the Browns, honestly. Flacco had probably one of his worst performing games as a Brown. I would say this is right up there with the Houston Texans playoff game. The Ravens knew exactly what Flacco wanted to do, and they knew exactly how to stop it, and the Browns had no answers for it. It just was not bright spots though. Quinshon Judkins had a really good, especially in the second half when he started to get going a little bit. I really liked how he played, especially in the second half. That one big run that he had shows a lot of promise, and that's exactly why we drafted him as high as we did. Dylan Sampson, meh. Jerome Ford, meh. Schmidt actually hit his field goals today, and an extra point that we had, so that was good. The Browns one touchdown, that was not, yet again, that was the most Browns touchdown I've ever seen. Off the hands of the defender into the hands of Cedric Tillman, who gets the touchdown. So, and then we scored again after that, but the one meaningful touchdown, meaningful touchdown that we've had in that game, just not a great day for the Browns. But I predicted that. Definitely thought that we were not going to win that game. I think there was no chance we were going to be the Browns that we were in 2023 in Deshaun Watson's last game. I count it as the last game before he got injured. He was long gone during the 2024 season. But in the 2023 season in Baltimore, the comeback game, Hopkins hits a last-second field goal that game. Definitely not a possibility today. Just not. The Ravens are a really good team. Regardless of what happened in Buffalo in week 1, they're a really, really good team. They're Super Bowl contenders for a reason. Just sucks that right now we're going to have to play next week the Green Bay Packers, who are one of the, if not the most dangerous team in the NFL right now. Especially if that offense stays the way that offense has been playing. And that defense is that defense with Micah Parsons. The Browns have no chance again. I know people are calling for Flacco to be benched. I think it's too soon. I think the rookies need more time in this system. You can't put him in this early because it's going to be a bloodbath, especially against Green Bay. You can't do it. You cannot do it. I think you have to last at least one more game with Flacco. And if he struggles like he did today, maybe there's a conversation, actually. Just not right now. I don't think this is the week to bring in either Shadur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel against Green Bay and risk an injury. What happens if one of those quarterbacks has an injury? What do you do for the rest of the season? Flacco probably won't last. Like, what are we going to do? So you can't do that against Green Bay, especially. It just sucks that we lost the game last week. That if the Browns were going to win a game in the near future, that was going to be the game we were going to win. Was the one, especially in Cleveland. And I know the Green Bay game is in Cleveland this year, but I don't think it's going to work. Especially with the way that Flacco was playing. I definitely think the defense played good, especially in the first half. The second half was you kind of could tell that like everyone thought the game was over, and that really didn't help matters. Lamar Jackson had incredible throw after incredible throw after incredible throw. DeAndre Hopkins had one, maybe two touchdown passes, if I'm remembering it right. Just not a great day, especially on my birthday. Yeah, that's really it for the Browns. Let's talk about Notre Dame. Notre Dame losing to Texas 8-4. At home. At home. That Notre Dame had that game in the palm of their hands. Texas A&M said, take it. And Notre Dame said, no, 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 no. You take it. And Texas A&M said, you take it. No, Notre Dame, I insist you take the game. And Texas A&M said, okay. And they took it. And there was the fact that on an extra point, and a field goal, sure. If you drop a field goal, especially if you're the holder, sure. It's frustrating, I know. But on an extra point, you gotta, he is the main reason. And he knew it. He knew it on the sideline. You could see him, his eyes welling up. And you never want that. Like, oh, man. But it is Notre Dame, so they'll probably be in the playoffs anyways. They're going to win national championships playing the likes of Army and Purdue and Navy and all the service academies and all the Group of 5 teams you want because you're not in a conference. There we go. I said that. But yet again, this week, not the great week that we were expecting. Ohio State kind of struggled against Ohio. Browns get demolished in Baltimore on the 30th anniversary of Art Modell moving the Browns to Baltimore, which was another big middle finger right in the Cleveland fans' face. And you could tell Baltimore did that on purpose. I don't think anyone is really denying that. And if you are denying it, you're a Baltimore fan. It is way too coincidental that the home opener for the Ravens' 30th year anniversary was against the Browns. Just not really some salt in the wound in that loss. I definitely think that the Ravens will sweep the Browns this year. I don't think, especially with the game there that we played, I don't think there's a chance, even with it being in Cleveland next time. I just don't think that the Browns are gonna make a run for it. This is one of the better teams in the NFL, and the Browns are not. So you just gotta take it on the chin if you're a Cleveland fan. You got to. It sucks. I know people want to jump to all the conclusions of put in Shedeur Sanders, put in Dylan Gabriel, but you can't do it. You got to put in Flacco at least one more week. At the very, very least, one more week. He should probably last a few more weeks if we're being completely honest. He just gives us the best chance to win right now. Until those rookies are ready to get into the game, you got to keep Flacco in. But yeah, defense played really good. Browns defense is still one of the best defenses in the NFL. There's no one that can say otherwise, honestly, right now. Did not say the best. I said one of the best, so no one in the comments be like that. But just a demoralizing defeat at the hands of the Baltimore Ravens. Few bright spots here and there. Miles had a decent game. The run defense looked a lot better than it did last week against Cincinnati, which was a really good sign, especially because we were playing Derrick Henry there instead of, whatever random player that the Bengals got in the backfield. But yeah, just demoralizing game. Probably not going to get any better next week against Green Bay. It might even be worse, especially with it being at home. There'll probably be a lot of boos. But you got to take it. This is what's going to happen with a rebuilding team. You're not going to win every game, especially when you're trying to rebuild this team. So, yep, Browns fall to the Ravens. We'll be back. Ohio State, of course, has a bye week this week, so I will be back for Browns versus Packers halftime. So I'll be doing halftime reactions again. Try not to make this a habit of only doing post-game. But until then, go Dogs.